Good evening, everyone. My name is Cassandra Taylor, and I'm the founder and CEO of Top Flight Defense Incorporated, a nonprofit organization by women veterans for all women. Today, we are going to talk about Social Security 101, all that you want to know. And our guest today is, did I just forget your name? Oh my goodness.
Josephine Mueller and Daniel Summer, Cassandra, and we are excited to be here with you today. No worries.
Well,
okay,
that's
well, go
okay.
ahead, introduce yourself and let's begin.
Well, fortunately for us, Josephine, we know our names. So this is not going to be a problem at all. I'm Daniel Summer, Public Affairs Specialist in the Chicagoland and in Indiana area. But I'm not the only person who gets to run around and talk about Social Security to the public, because that's what a public affairs specialist does. Joining me is my colleague, Josephine Mueller, and she knows lots of stuff. So today we're going to talk to you about Social Security, and Josephine will tell you just a bit about herself. Josie?
Thank you, Mr. Summer. And as you mentioned, I am Josephine Mueller. I'm a public affairs specialist as well. I cover the Chicago metropolitan area, and Daniel and I, we work together to share information in regards to all of Social Security's programs and benefits. And we thank you, Ms. Cassandra Taylor, for having us here with you at Top Flight Defense, sharing this information with all of your Top Flight Defense friends on Facebook Live. So if you're watching us now live, thank you for viewing this presentation. We hope that you are able to gain a lot of information and knowledge in regards to all of Social Security's benefits and programs, because we're going to touch base on a little bit of everything, and we're going to show you how Social Security is with you throughout life's journey. But before we get started, we do have to read our disclosure. We understand that this presentation is being recorded, and participation in this presentation does not constitute an endorsement by the Social Security Administration or its employees of the organizations and information and products not provided by the Social Security Administration. So without further ado, we're going to dive right into this presentation. So you've got myself and Mr. Summer, who's jumping off the screen here, because I know he's jumping for joy because we are here with all of you. Thank you once again for watching us. We're going to talk about Social Security 101, but we're going to update you on some things that have changed for 2022. And one update for 2022 is the cost of living adjustment, the COLA. Social Security and Supplemental Security Income SSI benefits for approximately 70 million Americans increased 5.9% this year in 2022. So that is some news for 2022, some good news for 2022. And we also want to show you a few things on our website before we jump into retirement benefits. So this right here is our main page. If you go to ssa.gov, and when you look for us online, make sure you type .gov at the end, because there are sites that are posing as Social Security and they are not. They are .com or .something else. They are not us. When you go to our website, make sure you enter ssa.gov. That is our website. So once you do that, this is what you're going to see here. You're going to see the main page. And if you look at the very top, it says COVID-19 updates. If you click on that mustard orange tab, it's going to take you to this next page where it tells you different things that are happening right now in regards to Social Security's benefits and programs with COVID-19. It'll give you information on our office status. Also, it lets you know how to conduct business with us during the pandemic. So when you click in that box where it says conducting business with us, you're going to see this right here, how to get help from Social Security. Now, Social Security is open. We have remained open. We're just open in a different way. And of course, if you would like to apply for benefits, whether it's retirement, Medicare, disability, or if you'd like to, file for a replacement Social Security card, apply for a replacement Social Security card, you can do many of those things online if you visit us at ssa.gov. A lot of transactions that you would do with us can be done online on our website in the comfort of your own home. However, we understand that at times you may not be able to go online. You may not have access to the online services, which is okay. Or maybe you don't feel comfortable with it, which is also perfectly fine. Your other option is you can call us. You can call us at 1-800-772-1213. That's our national Social Security hotline. or you can call your local Social Security field office. And if we're not able to help you via phone, if you went online, or if you're not able to go online, you tried through the phone and we're not able to assist you or complete your request via phone, the next step is scheduling an appointment. We can schedule you an appointment, and we are scheduling some in-office appointments, but you do have to call in advance and schedule that appointment in order to be seen in our offices. So that's a little bit about how to get in touch with us. And I mentioned the 1-800 number, which is the National Social Security Hotline. However, if you would like to speak to a local representative, somebody who works locally in your area, you can use our field office locator, which can be found at www.ssa.gov/, entering your zip code, and you can click locate and you'll find what your local Social Security field office's direct line is. In addition to the direct line, you're going to have a fax number that's going to show up, as well as their address. So if you need to mail any documents in, you'll be able to mail those documents to the address that appears. And continuing on, talking about different resources that are available on our website, as you can see, these boxes have different topics. And if you click on any one of the topics that you're interested in, you're going to find an abundance of information. But I want to draw your attention to where it says FAQs, where this question mark is here at the bottom right. Those are our frequently asked questions. And if you go there, you're going to see that there's a list of the most frequently asked questions. And this section right here is very nice because it's a lot of things that people want to know. How do I apply for a replacement Social Security number card online? If you click there, it's going to tell you how, and it's going to give you a step-by-step process. So lots of great information and resources in this section where it's the frequently asked questions. Now, on our front page, we also have a section for publications. So if you're interested in reading more about Social Security, say it's Medicare that you're interested, or retirement that you're interested in, you can go to the publication section. You can read the publication. You can audio listen to the publication. You can change the language if you want to listen to it in a different language. Or if you're an organization and you would like publications sent to your facility, you can order publications for your clients sent to your facility, all at the price of free. So you will not have to pay for these publications. You will not be charged. All you have to do is request these publications via email, and you can click on the order button here, and then it's going to go ahead and guide you on how to order these publications. In addition to ordering publications online, you can view forms, and you can print these forms out, and you can use these forms to mail into your local office if you are requesting a service. So that is also on our front page. We have lots of forms, and the forms, of course, are also free. And continuing with you throughout life's journey, we're going to get into how Social Security is with you when you start work. I know I started work when I was 15. I was super eager to start working because I was eager to receive that first paycheck. I wanted to buy back to school clothes, and I wanted to buy back to school shoes. So I got my summer job when I was 15. And I also like to talk a lot. So my mom said I needed to help her pay that phone bill. So I went ahead and I received that first paycheck, and I noticed that there was some money missing. And I'm like, well, you know, my math isn't the best, but it's definitely not the worst. So I put in a complaint to who? Well, my mother. And so I let her know I had a problem. I said, I'm missing some money here. And she's like, no, she's like, these are taxes that are coming out so that later on when you retire, you're able to collect Social Security retirement benefits. And at 15, it felt like such a long ways away. And I said, do I have to do this? Is this something can I elect to opt out of it? And that's where she informed me that no, I could not elect to opt out of it. It is something that automatically comes out of your paycheck. And so at the time, I didn't realize how important these taxes are, or I didn't have the appreciation that I have for them now. So what is FICA exactly? Well, it's a U.S. federal payroll tax that's deducted from each paycheck. It stands for the Federal Insurance Contributions Act, and the total deducted is 7.65%. Your employer matches this for a total of 15.3%. It helps fund both Social Security and Medicare programs, which provide benefits for individuals who retire, individuals who become disabled, as well as children, spouses, and so much more. I know when I first started working for Social Security, I didn't realize all of the different things that Social Security had to offer, but there are so many different benefits and programs that are available through Social Security. Now, many people also ask us, well, how does someone qualify for Social Security retirement benefits? How does that happen? And so what we let people know is they're qualifying by earning credits. When you work and pay into Social Security taxes, you're essentially earning credits. You need a total of 40 credits, which comes to be about 10 years of work, and you must be 62 or older in order to be eligible for Social Security retirement benefits. 62 is the age that is the earliest you can start drawing Social Security retirement benefits. And each $1,510 in earnings gives you 1 credit. Now, that is the amount that gives you 1 credit this year in 2022. This amount varies from year to year. So in order to keep yourself updated, you're going to want to visit us at socialsecurity.gov in order to see what these figures are. And of course, this presentation is current as of February 8th, 2022. So if you're watching this in the future, you're definitely going to want to visit us at socialsecurity.gov just to make sure that all the information that you're hearing right now is current and up to date. Now, you can earn a maximum of 4 credits per year. So any given year, you can earn 4 credits. And to earn 4 credits in this year, 2022, you must earn at least $6,040. So many people may say, well, you know what? I'm going to earn more than $6,040 this year in 2022. Can I get more than the 4 credits? And the answer to that is no, because keep in mind, 4 credits is the maximum amount of credits that any of us can earn in any given year. Now, that is how someone qualifies for Social Security retirement benefits. But how does someone determine, how do we determine your monthly Social Security retirement benefit? And this is another great question. Many people ask Mr. Summer and I, well, you know, my monthly Social Security retirement benefit is one amount. My neighbors is another amount. My sisters, my brothers is a completely different amount. How is this possible? How does this happen? Why are all of our amounts different? Well, that is because your benefits are based on your earnings, and not one of our earnings record is going to be the same or like the other. And that's because we've all done different things throughout our careers. We've all earned different amounts throughout our careers. And Social Security takes 3 steps in order to determine your monthly Social Security retirement benefit. The first step is your wages are adjusted for wage levels over time. Step 2, we find the monthly average of your highest 35 years of your work earnings. And step 3 is the result. It's an average index monthly earning. So essentially, we're looking at the highest 35 years of your work earnings to calculate your monthly Social Security retirement benefit. And I know I love estimators because, like I mentioned at the beginning, my math is not the best. So I definitely like to use the retirement estimators. This can be used, anyone can use this. So if you're 18 or older and you want to check out what your benefits are or get an estimate, it's never too early to plan for your future. You can visit us online and you can check out all the different estimators, calculators that we have. They give you immediate and accurate benefit estimates. And of course, we would not miss your retirement party. So a little bit more on retirement benefits. Another question that we receive quite often is, what is the best age to start receiving Social Security retirement benefits? We get asked this all the time. And as much as we want to give you a direct answer to this question, we're not able to. And that's because your benefits are based, all of our benefits are based off of, the best decision is based off of our personal situation, such as our financial situation, our health history, our family longevity, the longevity in our family. So it all depends on different factors, whether or not it's best to take the benefit early, to wait till full retirement, or delayed until age 70. So this chart right here is a nice example to show you what your options are. So the earliest that somebody can start drawing Social Security retirement benefits is at age 62. And in this example, this person, if they were to take their benefits early at age 62, their monthly Social Security retirement benefit would be $750 a month. But if this same person at age 62 were to say, you know what, I'm not going to take my benefit now, I'm going to wait until I'm full retirement age, and for this person it's 66. I'm going to wait until I'm full retirement age because my health is in great situation, my financial situation is great. I can delay, I can wait until my full retirement age 66. If this person waited till 66, they would receive $1,000 per month. Now, if this same person at age 66 were to say, you know what, 66, I still feel great. My family, we live a long time. My grandmother, my grandfather, they lived well into their hundreds. There's longevity in my family. I'm going to wait to take my Social Security retirement benefit until I'm age 70. If this same person said that and delayed until age 70, they would receive $1,320 per month at age 70. And that's because past age 66 or past your full retirement age, your monthly Social Security benefit grows 8% per year. Now, this is just an example here of what it would be for someone who is taking their benefit early and throughout the years up until age 70, because really you can take your benefit at any point. So you can see here though how the benefit grows over time. But it may be best for somebody to take their benefits early at age 62. Say if someone's health isn't in the best situation, say your financial situation is where you need to take the money now, it may be best for you to take your benefits early. It depends, it's very situational. It depends on your personal situation, what's going on in your life at that time. So those are important things to take into consideration when making this very important decision as far as when to start drawing your Social Security retirement benefits. Now, remember I mentioned that the person in the previous example on the slide was full retirement age at age 66. Well, that was true for that person because that person was born between 1943 through 1954. For individuals born between 1943 through 1954, their full retirement age is at age 66. Now, full retirement age is different for all of us depending on what year we were born. And you may be wondering, what does full retirement age mean? What does that mean? Well, full retirement age means that's when you receive or you're eligible to receive 100% of your benefit. Because if you take your benefit early before that, it is reduced due to taking it early. Now, for individuals born in 1955, their full retirement age is 66 and 2 months. If you were born in 1956, your full retirement age is 66 and 4 months. If you were born in 1957, your full retirement age is 66 and 6 months. If you're born in 1958, your full retirement age is 66 and 8 months. For individuals born in 1959, full retirement age is 66 and 10 months. And if you were born in 1960 or later, your full retirement age is at age 67. And once again, full retirement age is when you receive 100% of your benefit. Now, if somebody decides to take their benefit early at age 62, if you look over to the right, you see that the percentage is less than 100%. That's because that's what the person receives at age 62 if they were to take their benefit at age 62. As you can see, that percentage is lower than 100%. Now, on the far right, you're going to see percentage at age 70. As you can see, all of these figures here are over 100%. And that's because at age 70, a person receives over 100% because at 66, at full retirement age, you receive 100%. But if you delay past full retirement age at age 70, you're going to be receiving amounts significantly over 100%. So those are the percentages based on a year of birth. Now that chart, that information can also be found on our website at socialsecurity.gov. But what if we're in a situation where an individual is taking their benefits early? Say somebody wants to take their benefits early or does take their benefits early, and they also decide they want to continue to work and earn wages while receiving their monthly Social Security retirement benefits. Can you do that? Many people ask us, can I do that? Is that possible? And the answer to that is yes. However, you want to keep in mind that if you are drawing your monthly Social Security retirement benefits early and you're working at the same time, you are subject to an earnings limit. And for individuals in that situation this year in 2022, if they earn over $19,560 over this year, for every $2 they go over, $1 is reduced from the monthly Social Security retirement benefit. And for an individual that is turning full retirement age in the year that they chose to take their benefits, but they took their benefits the month before they actually turned their full retirement age, their earnings limit increases to $51,960. And for every $3 they go over, $1 is reduced from the monthly Social Security retirement benefit. And if somebody is receiving their Social Security retirement benefits at full retirement age, whether that's 66 in a few months, or age 67, at full retirement age, if you work and you're earning wages and you're collecting your monthly Social Security retirement benefit, you are no longer subject to any earnings limits. So that's a little bit about working while receiving benefits. And these are the figures for the year 2022. Now, these amounts can change, and they do change from year to year. So you'll want to keep yourself updated by visiting us at socialsecurity.gov. But continuing with you throughout life's journey, my colleague, Mr. Summer, is going to talk to you about how Social Security is with you if the unexpected were to occur. Daniel?
Thank you, Josephine. You know, Most of us expect to retire, and so we're very glad that you brought us that information about retirement. But you know, the thing that we don't expect is to become disabled. That always happens to the other guy. But guess what? 1 in 3 individuals who are working will at some point become disabled during their working life. That might be a brief period in which they are disabled, or it might be long lasting, or maybe even permanent. But never fear, the Social Security Administration that you pay those FICA taxes to protects you in that situation. And the same FICA taxes that set you up for retirement can protect you in the event of a disability. Now, the Social Security Administration has 2 programs for individuals who find themselves disabled. Onward. I'm going to tell you a little bit about each of these programs. And you know, the first of those programs is disability. Now, this program requires a person to have a few things happening. For one, you must have an illness, injury, or condition, or combination of conditions. Doesn't matter if it's mental, physical, psychological, emotional, or some medical, or some combination of those that prevents you from doing what we call substantial work and is expected to last a year or longer or result in death. Second, you must be younger than full retirement age to get disability. And of course, for people with visual impairments, it's a little different. So people who are blind, there are separate requirements that we're not going to go too much into today, but that's the basic. Now, let's talk about the other program, Onward, because that is disability. It's based on your work and earnings. Looks like before we do that, we're going to talk about substantial gainful activity. Now, when I said you must not be able to work substantially, well, guess what? That means earning $1,350 per month. And for individuals with visual impairments, there's a different figure. And we count those things sometimes when a person is going back to work, and we call them trial work periods. And that means that people do have an opportunity to work and get disability for a time. But there's the other program called SSI, and it has a federal benefit rate maximum of $841. I'm going to tell you a bit about that. Onward. Now, I promised you information about the second program other than disability from Social Security. And here it is. It's SSI, a needs-based program for individuals who find themselves disabled. What if you don't qualify for disability, or the amount that you get for disability based on your work is pretty low? Well, guess what? Social Security doesn't leave you out. For individuals who may not have enough credits, for instance, they were homemakers, or they become disabled very young, 18, or even born with a disability, well, those individuals could potentially receive SSI if they have low income and resources. These are people who need to meet the same criteria for being disabled as for disability. But there's one group of people who don't need to be disabled at all to receive SSI, because supplemental security income is for people who have low income and resources. And if an individual is 65 and over, they don't have to even be disabled. So if you know of someone, even if they've got other income from Social Security or other sources, but you think they could use a little help, send them our way, because if they're 65 or older, they just may qualify for a payment from every month from SSI. Onward. So now we keep moving, and I'll compare those programs. Remember, to the left, disability payments are based on your work and earnings. So that's to the left. To the right, SSI is assistance. It comes from the Treasury. Now, disability is an insurance that you earn by paying into Social Security through your taxes, the same FICA taxes that you get your retirement. And guess what? SSI is needs-based. In other words, if you've never worked, you can still potentially get SSI if you meet the criteria. Now, to the left again, disability pays benefits to individuals who are unable to work, and the amount of income they have, it just doesn't matter because they've paid into this program. But with SSI, guess what? You got to have limited income and resources because it's assistance. Now, each program has benefits for children. Sometimes with SSI, for instance, it's an individual impairment. But on individuals who are adults who have dependent children who receive disability, their children may be able to receive benefits just because they are disabled. Onward. So those are the 2 programs. We have what's called compassionate allowance built into those programs, though. What is a compassionate allowance? Well, there are some conditions, if you hear that someone has them, you know for a fact that they're very, very likely in bad condition or disabled. So we quickly identify these claims. For instance, if someone has stage 4 cancer or Lou Gehrig's disease or something very debilitating, sometimes like Down syndrome, well then, if they meet the listings, we target these most obviously disabled people and we expedite their claims to get them the payments as soon as possible. For more information about compassionate allowances, go to socialsecurity.com/compassionate allowances. Onward. But it's not just people with severe conditions. They're individuals who are vets. The Wounded Warriors program makes sure that veterans with 100% disability ratings from the VA also get expedited service from Social Security. And we make those decisions rapidly too. And just like with the compassionate allowance, we want to get those funds in the hands of the most obviously disabled people first. For more information, go to socialsecurity.gov/veterans. So now, as we move forward here, if you were to file a claim for disability, for SSI, and didn't get the result you want, let's just say your claim was denied. Well, guess what? That's not the end of the process, because during that filing, you've given us certain information about your doctors, hospitals, medications, also where you've sought treatment, and with your permission, we would send that information to the Disability Determination Service and they would gather your medical records. Guess what? That's how they make the determination. But what if they say, no, we don't think you're disabled? Well, that's not the end of the process. You have the right to appeal that decision within 60 days on the date of the letter that denies your claim. In other words, that's not all. And if that happens, we'll ask you if there's anything that has changed for better, for worse, or the same, different medications, different doctors, etc. And we'll send that information back to the Disability Determination Service, and they will send a different person to review it. So it's not the same person who looked at the first decision and said no, so that it's fair to you. They may just say, hey, this is an allowance. Either they were sicker than we thought, or perhaps for some reason, we denied this claim and we should have allowed it. But what happens if they denied it again? Well, they're still not over. You have the right to have a hearing before an administrative law judge. So don't give up. If you believe yourself to be disabled, get in there and file those claims. Onward. So that's how the disability process works. But disability is just one place in life's journey that Social Security supports you. There are others. Onward. And this place is where I get cold feet and turn it over to Josephine, because there's a picture of a bride and groom. You know how us guys are about that stuff. And guess what? There are spousal benefits that a person can get. So I'm going to turn this over to Josephine, who loves weddings. Even though wedding cake is delicious, you know how it goes. Josie?
Thank you, Daniel. And yes, we are going to be talking about spousal benefits next. And that was great information in regards to Social Security disability benefits and SSI benefits, because I think it's so important for people to know the difference. Social Security disability benefits are based off of your earnings, what you worked and paid into Social Security. But what if you are in a situation where you didn't pay into Social Security, you didn't have enough earnings because, say, maybe you were a homemaker, or you became disabled early on in life? There is a program for you, which is SSI. So thank you so much for that great explanation, because it's so important for our viewers to know that, know the differences and what's available out there for them. Now, we're talking about spousal benefits, transitioning into spousal benefits now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to read this slide, but I always like to provide an example with 3 different scenarios after I read this slide to help clarify this slide. So what exactly are spousal benefits? Well, the benefit is 50% of the worker's unreduced benefit. There's a reduction for early retirement, and if the spouse's own benefit is less than 50% of the worker's, the benefits are combined. It does not reduce payment to the worker, and the benefit is 100% regardless of age if a spouse is caring for a child under age 16 or disabled. Now, in the first scenario that I like to give, I like to use myself. So we're going to fast forward time, and let's just say that I'm full retirement age right now. And let's say that my full retirement age is age 66. So I'm full retirement age, I'm age 66, and my spouse, Mr. Mueller, is also full retirement age, and he's age 66. Now, Mr. Mueller goes to apply for Social Security retirement benefits, or he calls Social Security and he completes an application, and Social Security lets him know, Mr. Mueller, you're eligible for $2,000 per month from your Social Security record based off of your earnings. So you'll be getting $2,000 a month based off of your record. So that's his monthly Social Security retirement benefit. Now he comes home and he lets me know this, and I'm excited for him. But I say, well, I want to apply for benefits too. So I call Social Security and I ask to apply for my own Social Security retirement benefits. But I have primarily been a homemaker, so I don't have very many earnings on my record. So Social Security lets me know that I'm not eligible for benefits off of my own record. So I let Social Security know, well, I'm married and my spouse just let me know that he's going to be receiving $2,000 a month. Am I eligible for spousal benefits? They're going to take my information down. They're going to ask me for my spouse's information, and they're going to see that I am eligible for spousal benefits. And in fact, I'm going to be eligible. I'm full retirement age right now. And so I'm going to be eligible for the full 50%. So that means I'm eligible for $1,000 per month based off of Mr. Mueller's record. Now that's where I want to draw your attention to the bullet point that says the benefit is 50% of the worker's unreduced benefit. And it's unreduced because I'm full retirement age. These figures will change if you're taking the benefit earlier. Now, moving on, my spouse may say, well, Josephine, I love you and all, but I don't know if I feel great about you drawing benefits off of my record. Is that going to reduce what I receive every month? He said he receives $2,000 every month. He's concerned that I'm drawing spousal benefits off of his record. And that's where I want to draw your attention to the bullet point where it says it does not reduce payment to the worker. Mr. Mueller is the worker. Because I'm drawing Social Security retirement benefits off of his record is not going to reduce it's the spousal benefits. It's not going to reduce his monthly amount. He's going to continue to receive $2,000 per month from Social Security based off of his earnings. When we work and pay into Social Security, we're not only working and paying into it for ourselves, but we're working and paying into it for a family. Therefore, he will not see an impact on his benefit, even if I'm drawing benefits as a spouse. Now, the second scenario, let's say that I did work outside of the household, not a lot, but some. So my own monthly Social Security retirement benefit is $500 a month. And let's keep everything else the same. I'm full retirement age right now. I'm 66. My spouse, he's full retirement age. He's 66. He receives $2,000 a month. But in the second scenario, the difference is that I worked outside of the household and I am eligible for $500 a month off of my own record. Now, half of Mr. Mueller's benefit is $1,000. What's going to happen here is I'm going to be eligible for my own benefits, the $500 a month, and I'm going to be eligible for $500 off of Mr. Mueller's record as a spouse to bump me up to that $1,000, that half amount of his. So that's where I want to draw your attention to the bullet point where it says if the spouse's own benefit is less than 50% of the worker's. And of course, the benefit is 100% regardless of age if a spouse is caring for a child under the age of 16 or disabled. But the very last scenario, as far as the benefits go. So if I am receiving $3,000 a month, let's say I worked in the very last scenario, I worked and I paid significantly into Social Security. So my own benefit is $3,000 a month. And let's keep Mr. Mueller at $2,000 per month still. As you can see, if I receive $3,000 a month, my benefit is significantly higher than half of Mr. Mueller. So in this last scenario, I am not eligible for benefits as a spouse because my own benefit is greater than half of my spouse's. So essentially, that's how spousal benefits work. But just as there's benefits for spouses, currently married spouses, there's also benefits for divorced spouses. And in order to receive benefits as a divorced spouse, you must prove that you were married 10 years or more. So that is something that is a little bit different. You do have to prove the duration of your marriage. You also must be unmarried, the age of 62 or older, and your ex-spouse is entitled to Social Security retirement or disability benefits, and the benefit you are entitled to receive based on your own work is less than the benefit you would receive based on your ex-spouse's work. In the earlier scenario, I gave that I could start receiving benefits when Mr. Mueller started to receive benefits. But if you are a divorced spouse, you don't have to wait for your ex-spouse to start drawing benefits in order for you to draw benefits off of their record. And Social Security is also with you if you were to lose a loved one. So continuing on with you in this journey, there are survivor's benefits. And earlier I mentioned how The earliest you can receive Social Security retirement benefits is age 62. But if you are a survivor, you can receive benefits even earlier at age 60. And if you draw benefits at age 60 as a survivor, you can receive 71.5% of your full benefit. And it increases each month if you wait until your full retirement age, increases to 100%. So survivors benefits, you can start collecting survivors benefits earlier at age 60. And there's also survivors benefits for children, disabled children, widow, widower, or divorced widow, widowers. If you are a child receiving survivors benefits, you can receive benefits if you're not married and are under age 18 or under age 19 and still in high school. If you're a disabled child, you may receive benefits beyond the age of 18 if you're not married and were found disabled before age 22. And if you are a widow, widower, or divorced widow, widower, you may get full benefits at full retirement or reduced benefits at age 60, or as early as age 50 if disabled, or at any age if caring for a child under the age of 16 or a disabled child. Now we're going to touch base on Medicare next here, and that will be one of the last topics that we go over. And I'm going to pass it over to my colleague, Mr. Daniel Summer, so he can give you some great information in regards to Medicare. Daniel?
Okay, Josephine, I think I just want to go over what Medicare is really quickly, because I know that time is of the essence for us here today. So Medicare comes in multiple parts, and there's something called original Medicare. What does that mean? Well, it is the Medicare that comes from the government. So that would be Medicare Parts A and Parts B. Everything else you see on TV and through commercials, Part C, Parts D, etc., those all come from private companies, which is why they make those commercials and send all that stuff to you. They want your business or your money. But Medicare Part A is this. It's hospital insurance. What in the world is hospital insurance? Well, let's just say I decide to climb a tree today. I fall down, bounce 3 times. If I were 65 and on Medicare, Part A would take care of me while I'm an inpatient in the hospital. Ooh, bouncing 3 times, that must hurt. But look, if you're that inpatient and you're staying there in the hospital, that's very important. And you earn that Medicare because you pay Medicare taxes while working. So Medicare Part A isn't technically free. You've paid for it, but there's no monthly premium for it while you get it. That's good, right? And most people sign up for it when they're eligible at 65 or when they've been disabled for 2 years. You want to know why? Because, well, have you ever seen an inpatient hospital bill? If I stay in the hospital for a little while or have something done, it could be hundreds of thousands of dollars. So Medicare Part A definitely helps a lot of people get those incredible medical bills down to size. Now, what's Part B? Okay, well, that is for outpatient care. And guess what? This is what happens. Let's just say I go to the doctor for my checkup. He makes me stick out my tongue, cough, checks my blood pressure, hits me on the knee with that hammer, and I kick him. And you know what? At the end of the appointment, he's got his hand out for something, you know? Medicare Part B pays for that visit for you. So you can see that comes in handy for lots of people. Now, Part C are Medicare Advantage plans. Those are, again, they could be from Aetna, Blue Cross, Blue Shield, SilverScript, and they could cover many things, including that contained in Part A and B, and usually dental or something. But they come from private companies, and they're all trying to sell them to you. So be advised of that. Now, Medicare Part D is prescription drug plans. Because guess what? If you go to the doctor or something, they'll probably prescribe something for you. They might say, we think your blood pressure is high, or you need something to calm you down, you're acting crazy, etc. No matter what it is, that is what the prescription drug plan for. And like Part C, it's by private companies. Okay, so now I've told you what Medicare is and the parts of Medicare. Maybe in the future, we'll give you a really detailed presentation on it, because you sign up for Medicare with the Social Security Administration. Why? Because, well, disabled people often need Medicare, right? After they're disabled, they have a medical condition often. And people who are 65 years of age or older sign up for Medicare. Guess what? They're probably signing up for Social Security at some point too. So instead of going to the Medicare office, which doesn't exist because they're just a phone number, you've never seen one that you can walk into, Social Security assists you there too. So we help you not only with your Social Security, but throughout life's journey, even when you're signing up for Medicare. And that's that. We'll answer few questions if you'd like, but Josephine, I'll turn it back over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Summer, for that great information regarding Medicare. And, you know, we want to let everybody who's viewing us know that Social Security, want to talk about something that's happening right now, Mr. Summer, the scams. There are individuals that are calling people stating that they are Social Security representatives. However, they are not. They are aggressive, they're threatening, they are stating that they're going to suspend your Social Security number, or they're promising a higher benefit amount in return of money, gift cards, credit card information, bank account information. And that is not us. We want to let everybody know that is watching here today that if you get a call like that, please just hang up. Do not give them your personal information. That is what these scam artists want, is your personal information, and they're using our good name stating that they're Social Security representatives, and they are not. They're simply not. We here at Social Security would never be aggressive with you. We would never threaten you. We would never do anything like that. So if you receive a call like that, please just hang up. That is a red flag. I know my colleague here, Mr. Summer, has received a few robocalls, and they leave voice messages and tell him to call back or else he's going to be in trouble. And he has certainly not called back, and he has shared that information with us. So I'm not sure if you want to share that story, Mr. Summer, while we look to see if we have any questions.
Oh, sure. It happened. It's happened a few times. I've literally been in the Social Security office at work and got a call that said, "We're the Social Security Administration." And I'm like, "You are?" I've got it on speaker. My coworkers are enjoying this. And they'll tell me that you're in trouble. And I'm like, "What? If we're going to send a warrant out for your arrest, you've got to give us some information." I'm like, "Really?" Because we at Social Security don't arrest people. See, no badge. All right. They were telling me, "Well, if you tell us this information, maybe we can not do this with the case against you, but there are federal charges." Bunch of baloney, everybody. And I'm listening to this and I'm enjoying it and I'm laughing at it. And I'm like, "And you're Social Security?" And they're like, "Yes, we are." I'm like, "Yeah, well, what office are you in?" We don't have time to do that. Even when they tell you, Social Security doesn't operate in that way, okay? I don't threaten you. I'm a mean man, but I don't go around threatening people. I'm going to stop your benefits, or I don't offer to give you more benefits if you tell me your Social Security number. We don't need it. We're the ones who gave you the Social Security number, so we'd already have it. So there are red flags when they want your bank account. Why would Social Security call you? "We're going to give you an extra benefit." Well, if we're giving you benefits as it is, guess what? We already know where to put them. Don't fall for it. These people are trying some of everything. They're pretty desperate, Josephine, when they call the Social Security guy who gives information out about scams to try to scam him. Don't be fooled. And I tell people, you really want to report these things. We have special numbers. And you know why? Because you might have picked up on it and been smart enough to figure out that these people do not represent Social Security. But what if you have relatives or friends who might get fooled by it and they take their money? The more that you report this information, the sooner we can shut them down. And yes, there have been people who've been caught. There have been people who've been arrested. There have been people who've been fined, sued, and put out of business. And that's what we want to do. Because Josephine and I, we are the Social Security Administration, and we don't like people pretending to be us. Josie?
Yeah, and to report that, thank you for that, Mr. Summer. To report that, please go to oig.ssa.gov to report a scam if you have been called by one of these individuals. And it looks like Miss Taylor, Miss Cassandra Taylor, please feel free to chime in here. I see you have your hand raised.
Okay, yes, we have a question on our Facebook Live. Someone wants to know, what is the limit on how much you can earn on disability?
Well, you know,
I'm going to let my colleague, Mr. Summer, answer that one. Mr. Summer?
I was just jumping in there without I was being rude, sorry. But you know what? There is a time where there is no limit when you start getting disability. Now, that sounds really crazy, right? Now, the substantial gainful activity amount, Josephine, is $13.50? Or is it $13.50 now?
Let me pull that up here, Mr. Summer.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and share that on the screen.
Okay. But guess what? Before that kicks in, let's just say you're receiving disability and then you want to try your hand at work. But the last thing you want to do is start working and they say, aha, you're working, so you can't get disability, because who knows if it'll work out. But Social Security doesn't do that to you. We give you what's called a trial work period. And that means that for 9 months, it doesn't matter how much you make. Did you hear me? It doesn't matter how much you make. You could make $100 million a month and you still get your Social Security check, because first, for 9 months, we want you to be able to test and try your hand at working without fear of losing your benefits. So let's say those months are over. Then you enter a period where you can get benefits. But if the amount that you're making is below $13.50 per month, then you get a check. Even if it's $13.49.99, you get both the check and the amount you earned. So some people literally structure their work so that they make less than that so they don't lose their benefit. And that sounds like, well, why would Social Security allow that? Here's why. You are supporting the Social Security system when you work. You're still paying into it, and you can make your benefits higher, and you're helping that everyone else get paid. So we encourage you to work. We're not trying to prevent people from working. So let's just say you start making more than $13.50 for a long time. So you're not getting a check, right? In those months. But then after a few years or months, 3 years, 4 years down the line, the bottom falls out and your same condition is too much. What happens? Do you have to start over? No. We have something called an expedited reinstatement. And we just immediately start your benefits back when you tell us that, hey, I'm not able to work. My bad back is back again and I can't do it. We don't even wait to evaluate you first. First, we begin paying you. So you can see, working while being disabled is an option. And so don't be afraid. Remember that number, $13.50. But first, before $13.50 is your limit, before that, you don't have a limit. As long as you report your work and earnings to Social Security, you could make tons and tons of money and get your check for 9 full months. Great question.
All right, thank you. I don't
Yeah,
see.
that was a great question.
Okay, someone asked, how does it work with home-based businesses?
Josephine, would you like to take this one? Or?
Home-based businesses, are we talking about self-employment? It sounds like self-employment, right, Mr. Summer? I'll let you go ahead and take that one, Mr. Summer, and then I'm going to put the My Social Security information on the screen so we can go ahead and conclude with that My Social Security information.
Okay, that's fine.
Oh, hold on 1 second. Josephine, and you all don't have to stop at 6:30. It's on you if you want to stop at 6:30. If you got to go at 6:30, then yes, you can stop. If you want to go a little bit longer, we can, because I don't want to stop anyone that may have more questions for you, because unfortunately I told people we started at 6. So just for you, just so you'll know, you don't have to stop at 6:30.
Sounds great, Ms. Cassandra. We appreciate that. We do have to leave though at 6:30 because we do have some other commitments. I have a Spanish child class that I'm trying to get my son going with Spanish. So I will be leaving at 6:30, and I believe Mr. Summer, he also has some prior engagements. But we are so appreciative that you have invited us here today. And you know what? We will come back, and we can definitely do some more Facebook Lives. We are here for you. We are excited to meet you today here and in person or virtually. And we hope that in the future we can continue doing these type of presentations for the community for top flight defense. But I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Mr. Summer so he can answer that question, and then I can show that My Social Security information. And then if you have any questions that come in later on, Ms. Cassandra, send them over to me via email, and I'll make sure that we answer those.
Okay, thank you.
Great. Now, with that question about home-based businesses, a home-based business that is self-employment, and you'll know the difference between a W-2 and a 1099, are done on slightly different forms. But yes, there are many people who have home-based businesses who work while they are disabled. The figures and the numbers are not the exact same thing, but the same opportunity exists for people. We do get a record of what your net income is, because we know when you have your own business, it's not all profit. Wouldn't that be nice? So just remember, yes, but we're not going to look at all the money that you take in. We're going to subtract for different things, supplies, and that's to your advantage. So you can keep your home-based business and work and receive your disability. That's a great question.
Yeah, definitely. Great question. And this is the slide, the last slide I want to show everybody. This is the My Social Security account. If you don't already have one, we encourage you to please sign up. If you go to ssa.gov/my account, or you just click on My Social Security account, just remember this line, My Social Security. If you log in, you go ahead and you see this, you click on that account, and then you either log in or you create an account. So if you don't already have an account, we encourage you to create one. You can do that by signing in with login.gov. It's going to ask you some verification questions. Once you get in, you're going to be able to do so many things. You're going to be able to print out a 1099, a monthly benefit verification letter, as well as request a replacement Social Security card. So that's what I want to leave everyone off here with today, to please, if you don't already have a My Social Security account, create one, because you're going to be able to look at your earnings, what you've worked and paid into Social Security over the years. You're going to be able to see estimates personalized to you. It's going to be just everything with your information, and it's a one-stop shop, and it gives you a little bit of control in regards to your Social Security information and transactions that you can do with us online. But once again, Miss Cassandra Taylor, thank you for inviting us. And we hope that we can come back here with all of our friends at Top Flight Defense and present to you again and give you more information in regards to Social Security benefits and programs. From the bottom of our heart, we thank you, and we hope to be back with you guys soon.
Yes, Josephine and Daniel, thank you so very much for taking out the time and coming on and doing this presentation. We love it and we appreciate you. So thank you. Thank you. Daniel, you want to say something right quick?
I was just going to say thank you, Cassandra. We look forward to coming back and doing this again, because I actually like your photo here and you keep flashing to it when you go off camera. So good to see you, good to meet you. And again, we love sharing information. We've got tons of Social Security topics. We even play a game with certain people that is almost like a quiz show. And
you know what? We're going to do a game night then. We're going to do a Social Security game night. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. I can do that. We can get that going if you want.
Well, we'll make it